Hi, hello, good morning everyone. Thank you for joining me. I've been sat pondering for a while. I am finding it difficult to get going with crafting. I don't really know why, but there we go. But I've been watching videos and I've been watching my buddy Amy at Crafty Cat, and I loved the grungy journal that she made. It was an altered book where she'd got a book, a hardcover book, and she'd torn pages but left a hinge so that she could hinge things to it. And I've never made a book like that before, and I thought I'd like to do it, but makes a couple of things. It makes me nervous ripping pages out of a book. I haven't got a book that I can use, and I don't want to go and buy another book. And so I've sat and thought about it for a bit, and I thought, well, I could make something Carol style. I'm not saying this hasn't been done before, because I'm sure it has, but I'm going to make my own book with bits to hinge. So what am I doing? I don't really know. I'm playing. That's what I'm doing. I'm playing. And if it goes horribly wrong, then all the time losing is some scraps of fabric that I've stained with inks and tea. I've glued on a piece of card that I've marked, and I don't know if you can see, you might just be able to see, I've scored lines 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I've got 14 lines, and I'm going to attach my own hinges to those. And I haven't really thought much further than that, but I think that what I want to do, I'm obviously going to have to make my own cover. So I've got some card, that's a cereal box. This is the back of a paper pad, and I'm only thinking, okay, this is me thinking out loud, that I might attach that in between and cover this with paper, cover them both with paper, or cover it with fabric and paper, and attach it the way that you do, so it's going to have a spine. I haven't got that far yet. I haven't kind of got that far, but the reason I wanted to cut these is because, how many have I got? Oh, that was right, I could only get 3 of those and I needed 4. So the reason that I've done these is I need to know how wide I can do any papers that I put in, or flips or whatever, so that they don't stick out of the cover of the book. Am I making any sense? I don't know. So I'm just going to make a start. I'm going to keep that handy so I can just refer to it. I've cut my strips that are going to be that I'm going to be using my hands, Amy. Love these hands, I really do. So these are just from scrapbook paper that I've got, and I've got some left over, and I was thinking that I might be able to use that to cover the book with, but as I say, I don't know. So I've got a hinge, and what I'm going to do, I don't know if this will work. What I'm going to do is I'm going to attach my hinge to it, and then that's what Amy had. She had these bits, so that's what I'm going to do. Okay, because in my head it will work. I've also thought I could attach a page of fabric. I've got some nice rust stained and bits and pieces, and I thought, well, I could attach a piece of fabric and have a couple of pockets in it as well, but I don't know if I want to do that or not. I could, oh dear, everything's collapsing around me. I could use this to cover the book and put a pocket on it. I don't know. I'm not going to think about that until I've got further on and I get the kind of feel for how the book's going to go. So I've got me bit. Okay, let me just check how big this is. So that's 5 inches. Okay, 5 inches. So whatever I put on here can't stick out more than 5 inches. I need a scoreboard. I should have thought of that, shouldn't I? Right, okay, I'm just going to make a start. the papers that I want to use, I want it grungy, not too, I'm not going to do it as grungy as Amy because I don't want to replicate what Amy made. I want it to be my version of, and I'm not very good with mixed media, but I'm going to use Amy's papers that are grungy flowers and patriot or patriotic fabric, grungy fabric. I'll put a link. I'll link them below. I always get the names wrong. And some of these I've backed, and I've backed them with kits from the old design shop, and I will link those below as well. I love this one because I think it goes so well with Amy's. This is a grungy canvas, and these are I can't remember the name of these off the top of my head, but I will put them in the link below. Okay, so that's kind of how I'm feeling. And I've been sat here contemplating, thinking, do I want to attach the paper before I stitch it in? And I think I do. I think I do. I've got an idea what I want to do, and I think that's what I want to do. So I am going to, do I want to fold this? This is just a piece of tea-dyed paper that I've got. It has got a bit of a tear there, so I need to put something over that, and I don't think I'm going to see it once I've made it. Sorry, I've got everything on this desk. Everything. Oh yeah, there's my glue book. I'm just going to put a piece of tissue paper. That's actually sewing tissue paper over there, over that hole. It's not a hole, it's like, you know, when you do tea-dyed paper and sometimes it gets quite weak. And that's what is just there. So I'm just going to put that over it as a little patch. And I want to put a pocket on the front, so you're not actually going to see that. I might need to put a piece on the back. I'm just going to glue a piece on. I'm not going to worry about it. Why worry? That's going to be my motto with this. Why worry? Because why worry? I might need to put some more on. I quite like that effect, actually. Didn't think I was going to do this, so bear with me, folks, just for a minute, because once this is on, you can still write over it. It's awful putting glue on tissue paper because it just ends up being stuck to everything. But I do quite like that effect. I do indeed. I don't want big pieces, and now it's sticking to my fingers. I just want a couple of little pieces to put on. So how are you all doing? I know I'm slow at crafting at the minute, but that, I don't want to put it there because that's got a little bit of a tear as well. I know that I'm slow crafting at the minute, but it's getting to that time of year where we're taking holidays. We are both retired, hubby and I. The camper van is calling us. We're going on a trip up to Scotland. I've probably told you that already. So yeah, sorry for repeating myself. But yeah, sometimes, you know, life happens and I just don't feel like coming in the craft room. I've been doing some sewing, and if I'm honest, I've got my knickers in a knot with so many projects that sometimes I just find it overwhelming. It's not that I don't find kit papers and the kits that I have uninspiring, not in any way, shape or form. But I've printed out, I think you've seen the video for the cat journal that I'm doing. I'm trying to do a slow stitch. I'm not very good at stitching, but kind of a slow stitch type journal. I'm just going to leave it like that, I think. What was I saying? Slow stitch journal. That's just a little booklet. And I've also just printed out some papers from chapter one. And I want to use that. I've printed them out and put them together as a book, you know, as a journal. Yeah, so it's just hard at the minute. I think I want this to have a torn edge as well as the other side. I'm just going to tear that off. Like that, and I am going to ink those edges. My brain's still ticking as to how this is going to work, and I guess until you start putting something together, you don't really know, do you? You don't. Well, I don't. I'm just thinking I'm wobbling you while I'm inking, aren't I? Sorry folks, don't get dizzy. I had some sellotape that I'd done with ink, and I don't know where I've put that. Where did I put it, folks? Up high. So I am going to fold that I'm just going to fold it. You know, before I fold it, I want to think about what I want to put on the front as a pocket, because I've just got some Tim Holtz bits. I've looked a few Tim Holtz bits out that I want to put on. And I like this one. I do like this one. And so I want to fold it enough so that I can have that on there as a pocket. I have got Tim Holtz pieces, and I feel armed and ready to use them. I'm hoping that's not going to be more than 5 inches now. Anyway, it's going to get stuck in the thing. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine, Carol. You're doing okay, girl. I've lost my hinge. So I think what I want to do is I want to hinge that in there. I'm going to take a tiny bit off of this. So really, I think I'm just playing, folks. That's all that I'm doing, isn't it? Having a play. That is going to go in there. And it will need to be smaller. So I can cut that off. Yeah, sorry, I'm still thinking. I'm gonna just do it. Yeah, just do it, Carol. So when Amy, oh man, when Amy did hers, she attached her pages to the outside of the flap. I'm going to put a link to Amy's altered book. I don't know what to call this video because I'm not doing an altered book because I haven't got a book, but I am doing, maybe I'll just title it Making My Own Altered Book. I want that to be able to open because I've got another idea of what I would like to do, because I think I want it to have more pages than it would normally have when you alter a book, because when you do an altered book, you tear the pages out and then hinge the torn out pages in between other pages, don't you? So obviously this one isn't going to be quite the same, but it is. Altered Book Mark II, maybe. So I'm going to have tissue stuck on my finger, cut that off. And so my idea is that that will fold like that. And it will open. That's going to get stitched. That's going to be stitched in. Because what I want to do, let me stitch, I'm going to stitch it in. Let's stitch it in and get an idea of a feel for it, shall we? I'm just going to use crochet cotton to do it. Have I sticked them down? Yep. So I'm just going to use crochet cotton. I know this is going to be a bit of an odd video where Carol's kind of, what the chuff's she doing? And if it's not for you, then that's fine. But I just wanted, a lot of the times when I make a video, I make it for me as well as for you, because I want to remember, I'm desperately seeking a piece of paper that I'd put the markings on, but I haven't got one. I'm just trying to sort out, let me start again. The reason that I do a video is to sort out for me how I'm going to make something. I'm going to mark, I've put the markings on here for where the holes are going to go. What have I done? Oh, that is slightly bigger. And so I'm going to mark on here where to make the holes. Right, I know what I'm doing now. She says. That's what she says. So I'm going to mark on here the holes. Yep. So this is the first one. I'm making the holes where I've done the grooves on the piece of card. I should probably have done those, done all of those. Let me just pause you while I do that, one moment. Okay, folks, I've made the holes in it. That's going to be the side that I attach it to. So I've made the holes, but while I was doing the holes, I was thinking about what I want to do. And I actually want to add another piece of paper to this on the inside that I want to open. And so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take another piece of the hinge that I'm going to fold in half. As I said, this is just Carol playing. She doesn't know if it's going to work. And I'm going to glue that on the inside there. And then I'm going to sew it in with another piece of paper in. You'll see what I mean in a minute. You might. I haven't ripped the ends of this, have I? Oh, I've got carried away, overexcited again, Carol. Never mind. Never mind, never mind. Don't worry about it. So I'm going to put that against that hinge line. Like that. And then I'm going to glue this across. I don't know what this is going to look like when it's finished. Who knows? That's the exciting part, isn't it? Okay. Okay, okay. Did I start the video again? I did. Okay, so I've now got 2 pieces on there. And then what I want to do is I want to pick a piece of paper. I might use this one. Do you know, I've got quite a big table, I have to say. I have a big table. But I fence myself in on it all the time. I really do. I don't even know how tall this is, but it's going to be too tall. I'm going to have to cut some off. Not a problem. Let's just take this white off it. I'm getting a bit excited now to see what it's going to look like. So I've thought about this. It's been brewing in my head, but no idea how it's going to work. So let's just fold that, refold it. And then this can be no more, I guess no more than, definitely no more than 10. If I do it 9 3/4, come on, Carol, think, think, think. Then it should fit within the cover, shouldn't it? So let me fold that. So that will fit within the cover. Ooh, just. I'm not going to worry about it because I can always make, I've not set this in stone, have I? I can always find some more card and make a cover. So I'm going to say that's as big as I want it to be, and I might cut the covers bigger from another piece. So that I am going to stitch in, okay? And I'm going to take just a snitch off the top. Like that. So that would then open like that. Like that. Okay. Yep. That's the top, so I'm stitching it onto that one. Yep. Needle. Let's do it. Let's just do it and see what it looks like. What a faff. This is probably the worst video ever. But I really did just want to bring you along with me. Helps if I've put holes in this. Does it not? It does indeed. Let's just punch holes in there. Is this what they call seat of your pants crafting? So I've gone in through the back because I want the knots to be hidden. Come on, Carol, get a grip. Right, that's the top. That is the top. Through the next hole, which is where? There. Sorry, I bet my head's in the way. In there. And if I need to redo the spine because it's not working, I can. I've no idea if you can see what I'm doing, but I'm just doing a 3-hole pamphlet stitch to add these few pages. I feel quite nervous. Okay. Let's put those needles out the way. So I have just done a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. Do you know what? I thought I'd got that one upside down then. In there. So that would be the first, a bit like sewing in a signature, isn't it? And then the next one would go in there. But that would probably just have something hinged to it rather than more book pages, because I don't want it to be all pages. But I think that would work. But when I do this one, I would just stitch through there, attach something on it, and then glue those together the same way that Amy did to hide the thread. So that would end up being like that, but with something hinged on it. Does that make sense to anybody as to what I'm doing? This is a bit stiff at the minute, but it will be because it's only just done. So they are in. And I want something to go on here. And I am thinking I want this. I do want this to go on there. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to decorate this. And I think actually because I've put that hinge on it, I've covered up the tear in the paper. So that's good, isn't it? Bonus, I think. So I'm going to use a mixture, I think, in this of Tim Holtz pieces. I've still got the pieces left over from when I did the... you haven't seen it yet because I haven't put that video out. I've finished the grungy journal. So that video will come out shortly. Do I want that all the way over there? I think I want it about there. What I was thinking, let me tell you, was to put a rose on it. I actually want to see those numbers there. So I think if I put that about there, that would work. That's going to be quite a tight pocket if I glue it. So do I want to put flaps on it? Probably I do. Carol, don't use that. For goodness sake, you silly Billy, that's what you've just done. As your template. Honestly, this paper's really thick. I could do with something a bit thinner. This is the most faffy video you will ever have watched, I think. I really do. I really do. But I am going to put a hinge just on either side. Not a hinge, a gusset. Is that what you call it? I'm going to gusset it. Just because I feel sometimes you just can't get something in your pocket because it's too tight to fit. So I'm just adding that hinge on there. Like that. And then another one on the other side. Oh, I've gone all hot and bothered. Has anybody else done a journal like this? So this, I am going to say that this is my version of an altered book. I know it isn't an altered book, before you all, or before the journal police come, because they do, you know. Some people watch my videos and come up with all sorts of comments that I think they should really keep to themselves. They don't really need to share them with me. You know, I sit here in my little bedroom or in my little craft room, and I just try to do some videos that I think somebody might find useful in their crafting adventure. You know, I learnt everything that I know from making a journal, from watching a lot of ladies that were willing to share their knowledge or their experiences. Some I like and some I don't like. We do develop our own style as we go along, which I think is absolutely fine. When I first started, I did try to emulate people that I watched because I thought that was what you did. But you do kind of find your own way as to what works for you and what doesn't work for you. I'm going to put that about there. I'd like it to be straight. But some people do like to tell me what they think. What they think of what I do in no uncertain terms. They don't hold back. They really don't. And that's fine. You know, we're all entitled to our opinions. But I just sometimes think, could you not just keep your opinion a little bit to yourselves? You know, it can be a little bit upsetting. Doesn't bother me anymore. Used to bother me a lot. Doesn't bother me anymore. No, that's not true. It does bother me. I'd be daft to say it doesn't. I'm just wondering, I'd quite like to have somebody just peeking out of those roses. Do I want this to be a pocket as well as this? Or do I just want that to be a tuck spot? Just that. I think I just want that to be a tuck spot. I think I want to put the roses on completely. I quite like that. I quite like that. I do. That's what I'm going to do. So yeah, some people can't keep the thoughts to themselves. And there's that old saying, isn't there? If what you're saying is not worth saying, say nothing at all. But I think some people just can't help themselves. And that, you know, that's absolutely fine. If you think that what I'm doing is poo pants, fine. But it might be the way that you say things. You lot won't have seen any of those comments because I put them out the way. You don't need the negative Nellies. But I just think if it was, you know, when I was starting out making videos, those sorts of comments really did sting. They did sting an awful lot, and you become quite despondent. And that's not what we're here for. You know, I'm not. Oh, there are some professional journal makers. I don't mean that there aren't, but most of us are just ladies that like to craft, and maybe we just want to share. Oh gosh, Carrie, you want to put that lady on, don't you? It's because I'm chatting. Some of us just want to share what we do with others to try and make other people's life easier. You know, if somebody's trying to do something and they don't know how to, how many times have we all Googled something? Or on YouTube, you know, oops, oh, well saved, Carol, on how to make a journal, how to do 3-hole pamphlet stitch, how to, you know, envelope journals, whatever it is. We all appreciate, I think, what other people have tried to teach us by sharing. And I am asked quite a few times by people, is it all right if I copy what you've made? Do you know what? Knock your socks off. If you like what I've made or what I've done enough to want to make something for yourself, please just do it. Don't worry about it. I mean, it's nice if you say that you saw me make it, but you know, whatever floats anybody's boat. I am more than happy for somebody to do what I do. I would love to see what people make. You know, if you see me make something and then you make it, I would absolutely love to see what you've done. That's not going to stick on there, is it? I would absolutely love to see what you've done, because you won't have done it exactly the same as me. You will have added your own twist on it. And that is what makes what you do special for me, because I can learn from you. What you can learn from me is where not to lose your date. Oh, it's here. Where not to lose the date. I probably should have put a notch in there, but never mind. I can't remember everything. So yeah, if ever you like what I've made and you think I'm going to give that a go, knock your socks off. If you think about letting me know you've done it and tagging me in it, brilliant, because I would love to see it. Honestly, I would love to see it. Right, okay. So I think that I've got the start of quite a nice little journal going on here. I'm just reaching. I've got a box of things left over from when I did the grungy journal. Let me just show you the cover of it, because I love it. I love it. I'm going to do a video of it. There, look. Can you see? I love it. And I did put all 5 signatures in. I will do a flip through of that. And just to let you know, I no longer use Etsy. I found it very stressful. I don't use them anymore. I don't. If anyone's interested in any of my journals, then obviously I've put my details below. So that's going to be that fits in there actually. This is a tag that I've just made from a masterboard, and I've got a few more masterboards that I might cut up, and they're just at the end of a project. I find a piece of scrapbooking paper and I just stick all my odds and sods that have been left over and use them to make tags, journaling cards, whatever, and then decorate them according to whatever is going on in the journal. So I don't know what the theme is for this journal, but I guess it's kind of a vintagey feel, I think. But these other things that I've made may well go in here. You know, you see, they look quite nice on there, don't they? You can write on this bit. They might go on there. Might save them for later. You could write on this, or I might put something on there. So I'm getting all sorts of ideas of how and what I can do with this. And I don't know if how I'm making it has made any sense to you whatsoever. But what I am going to continue doing is I am going to add my strips in, stitch them in. So just 3 whole pamphlets, stitch them in so that they will look like this. What time is it? 40 minutes. So they'll all get stitched in so that they're going to be like that, and the stitching will be there. And then I will glue that together, and it will have something hinged on it. So the same way that Amy did. So maybe that will have a bingo card on it and something else here. I don't know what. A journal card, maybe. I really don't know. And so that would be, they would flip. Flippity flip like that, and then the next one would have something else. I want to try and attach an envelope. Maybe if I put an envelope in again, I would put it in. I haven't got an envelope. Oh, I have got an envelope here. So maybe I would attach the envelope like so, glue it in, and have it, you know, as an envelope. Cut it off and have it as a top loading, and that would be a page. I might put some more of these pages in. There's so many things I could do, aren't there? So many. So comment below whether you think this has been useful or absolutely not. Carol, do not show us this again. But I am going to do a couple more videos working on this. I think that's stitched in well enough. It doesn't want to come out. So yeah, let me know what you think of Carol's adventure into making her own. So that would, I'm just trying to get my head around it all. That would go like that, and that would go like that. That's your journal. That's where all the pages are going to be. And then that would close up. Except I might need to do bigger bits, mightn't I? But I think that looks nice. And I'm very pleased that I picked these papers, because seeing that there, I think that looks lovely. And I'm really happy with this as well. So let me know in the comments what you think. And if you don't like it, then please do tell me. But tell me nicely. Tell me gently. Don't be cruel. So I'm going to love you and leave you. And I'm going to sit and think about this a bit more, but I'm really happy with that front page. Brilliant. Thank you so much, folks. Love you lots all. Take care. Bye.